Imagine being told to return to a home that's literally making you sick. That's the heartbreaking reality for Holly Monks, a single mom battling asthma, who's been ordered to move back into a damp-ridden house despite her doctor's warnings. But here's where it gets controversial. The housing association insists the property is safe, even after Holly ended up in the hospital with an asthma attack. Could this be a case of profit over people's health? Let's dive in. Holly, 46, and her 2 children moved into a Coalpit Heath home owned by Sovereign Network Group 3 years ago. For the past year, their lives have been plagued by severe damp and humidity issues. The problem is so bad that the land around the house slopes downward, funneling water straight toward their front door. Last autumn, they were forced to relocate to a Travelodge for 3 months while repairs were attempted. But here's the kicker: despite these efforts, Holly says the problem persists. During a recent visit, she showed the BBC visible damp and mold by the front door and in the bedrooms. "I can't breathe," she said, her voice heavy with frustration. "The moisture is too much for my asthma." And this is the part most people miss. Holly's 9-year-old daughter, who is autistic, has to sleep with a fan on just to breathe. Her 6-year-old son shares the same struggle. Meanwhile, Holly empties her dehumidifier 3 times a day and lays down towels to soak up the moisture. It's a never-ending battle against a home that feels more like an enemy than a sanctuary. The situation is especially alarming given the recent introduction of Awaab's law, named after 2-year-old Awaab, who tragically died in 2020 after being exposed to mold in his Rochdale home. This law mandates that councils and housing associations fix damp and mold issues within stricter time frames. Yet, Holly's case raises questions about whether these regulations are being enforced effectively. In August, a nurse from the severe asthma team at Southmead Hospital wrote a stark letter to Sovereign Network Group, stating that Holly's symptoms are consistent with the negative health impacts of damp and mold exposure. The letter also warned of increased risks to her health if the issues weren't addressed promptly. But Sovereign's response? They claim their investigations found humidity levels to be manageable, and that no mold was present during their latest inspection. Nicole Sharp, Chief Customer Officer at Sovereign, assured that sensors had been installed and extractor fans would be replaced. But for Holly, these measures feel like a band-aid on a gaping wound. Here's the burning question: are housing associations doing enough to protect tenants, or are they cutting corners to save costs? Holly's story isn't just about damp walls, it's about the human cost of neglect. What do you think? Is Sovereign Network Group doing enough, or should they be held more accountable? Let's start the conversation in the comments below. And if you're in Bristol and have a story like Holly's, reach out to BBC Bristol on Facebook, X, Instagram, or via WhatsApp on 0800 313 4630. Your voice matters.